This has serious implications for the Los Angeles Lakers ahead of the big game against the Milwaukee Bucks. We have multiple injury updates. We're going to break that down, as well as discuss some other Lakers updates as it pertains to the out-of-town scoreboard. We also have Jeanie Buss give some more interesting details surrounding the Luka Doncic trade. Stay tuned for all that in this episode, but before we get into it, if you're a part of the 70 or 89%, you aren't subscribed to the channel, this is the place to be for daily Lakers content. So you're part of that percentage who aren't subscribed to the channel, make sure to hit that subscribe button. And thank you guys again for your continued support over here. But ladies and gentlemen, the Lakers have a huge game tonight against the Milwaukee Bucks, and we have some more updates to go over as it pertains to the injury report, as well as, of course, the Lakers trying to hold on to that spot in the Western Conference, whether that be the 2 seed, the 3 seed, and maybe worse as these injuries continue to pile up for the team. But let's dive into a couple of different things here. And I want to start with the injury report, and we have some other things to go over. So we'll start with the injury report tonight. We know Luka Doncic is dealing with ankle soreness. He is questionable. Hachimura is out. Jackson Hayes is out. LeBron is out. Maxi Kleber is out. And of course, Bronny James is still with the South Bay Lakers. So we've covered this a little bit, but heading into this game, the big storyline is, of course, going to be Luka Doncic being questionable, because you're going up against the Eastern Conference rival, I guess, to a degree, a very good team in the Milwaukee Bucks. But for Luka Doncic specifically, he's obviously been dealing with a lot of ankle soreness, dealing with back pain, all these different things. And for him to still remain questionable the day of the game is a little bit scary. Now, we've been seeing this with LeBron. We've been seeing it with, of course, Luka as well. It seems like every single game, Luka Doncic is on the injury report for one reason or another. And it's kind of brought up the question among fans, is he going to be good? And you're going to need the Lakers are going to need Luka Doncic tonight if they want to win, because also Jackson Hayes is out, and people are asking, are we going to see Alex Len start again? You think back to the last game when he started, he didn't do anything, and he basically got benched after the first 5-10 minutes or 13 minutes, whatever it was. And then after that, of course, he didn't really see the floor much. They saw Trey Jemison. They were running small ball lineups with Vando at the 5. But let me know down below, do you want to see Jackson Hayes Alex Len start tonight against the Bucks? Again, I think it could be a decent matchup for Alex Len. Me and Hunter were speaking about it in our video last night. You're going up against a big, pretty immobile guy in Brook Lopez who can shoot the ball. It might be a good matchup for Alex Len. And Alex Len, he needs to be able to rebound. He hasn't been able to do that. And as it pertains to Luka Doncic, you can see this article here, Lakers injury report. Luka Doncic could miss the game versus the Bucks, dropped 32 minutes ago. The Lakers are getting ready to take on the Bucks today as the road trip continues, and they enter the game on a 2-game losing streak. As we all know, the team could be missing Luka Doncic, as he's on the injury report once again and is questionable for the contest as he deals with right ankle soreness. And we're probably not going to know until half an hour before the game about if he's going to be playing. And that's how it kind of goes with Luka. He always is either questionable or probable, and then gets upgraded to in or out as the hours go on. And you can see this here as they get ready for the Bucks. The Lakers will need to be focused to get the win. Milwaukee is entering this game on a 3-game losing streak themselves, so the Lakers will be facing off against a pretty desperate team. So this one is it is very true, because at the end of the day, the Bucks are trying to desperately win themselves, right? Bucks have been up and down. They're coming off of 3 losses in a row, and the Bucks themselves have been very good against a lot of the good teams, but also, especially since getting Kyle Kuzma on the team, they've been playing a lot better. So it is going to be a very interesting one, especially as it pertains to, of course, not only the Lakers standings, but as you start to look at the standings a little bit, things start to get scary. And if you continue to fall and lose some of these games in which you don't have your players, your star players specifically, because again, Luka Doncic, questionable every game. LeBron James going to be out for a little bit. Hachimura, hoping they all come back starting next week, right? That's obviously the goal. Him and LeBron maybe making a debut or a return, at the same time, some point in the final week of March. But as you start to look at the standings and what it means going forward, you can start to see some of the stats there, and obviously, or the standings, the Oklahoma City Thunder, there's no doubt about it. They're going to be the 1 seed in the Western Conference. But we see the Grizzlies now have won 4 in a row. And for a while there, the Grizzlies weren't really a threat to the Lakers as it pertains to that 2 seed, which seems like a long ago now before the injury. The Lakers were holding on to that 2 seed. They've now dropped all the way down into the 4 seed. Now, keep in mind, the Lakers have played less games than the Nuggets by 3. They have 3 games in hand on the Nuggets, and they also have some games in hand, 3 as well, on the Grizzlies. So they're going to be playing, and they are playing a back-to-back here in tonight's matchup, right? They play the Bucks tonight, and then they'll play the Denver Nuggets on Friday. So if they can somehow manage to win, I think at this point, winning one of these games would be crucial. So look at the winning percentage there. They're at 6.35, and then 6.36 and 6.36 for the Grizzlies and the Nuggets. They're right there. And if they can somehow manage to get Luka Doncic fully healthy again, he's starting to look better as a Laker. There's no doubt about it. But get him fully ready to go. And then, of course, you have LeBron James, who we're hoping, again, the report came out yesterday from Shams revealing that he's going to be back at some point here soon. specifically, hopefully around sometime next week, it's going to be an interesting, outlook for the team in that regard. But you don't want to fall into the play-in spot. And that's the big storyline ahead of tonight's game. Yes, you're going up against a Bucks team who is very good, but as you start to look at specifically, a 7, 8, 9, 10 seed, the Timberwolves have won 6 in a row. They are climbing and are on the Warriors' tail for that play-in spot in the 6th seed. And then, of course, you have the Rockets. Like, a lot of teams are winning, and that's the unfortunate part. The lucky part is for the Lakers is that they were able, I guess not lucky, the good news is that they were able to create a bit of a cushion here that can hopefully help them continue to have some leverage as it pertains to staying out of the play-in race. But as you have these injuries, and Jackson Hayes' injury came out of nowhere. Jackson Hayes being out. LeBron James' injury kind of came out of nowhere. And of course, Rui Hachimura is dealing with his patella issue. So it's going to be interesting to see for, of course, Rui Hachimura, LeBron James, specifically those two, when they are actually able to return as it pertains to their schedule. And looking ahead, again, Bucks tonight, Denver Friday, Phoenix Sunday, and then they have another back-to-back on Tuesday and Wednesday. So those games in hand that they have are quickly going to be turned back into even strength as it pertains to them versus compared to the Nuggets and, of course, the Grizzlies. So the Lakers have some work to do. They're going to need to hopefully get a win tonight, and that's the biggest storyline coming in is how they're going to do against the Milwaukee Bucks, because one game at a time, the Bucks are an easier matchup in theory than the Nuggets. And let's not forget, last time they played the Nuggets, they had Rui Hachimura on Nikola Jokic, who now they're not going to have available, right? And you're obviously not going to have LeBron. So getting as many wins as you can, and that's why hopefully Luka tonight, I think he can carry the Lakers to a win, especially if you get some good play from a guy like Austin Reaves, and of course Jordan Goodwin, all the bench players in lieu of Austin Reaves coming back from injury, and in lieu, of course, LeBron and all those guys being out. So let me know down below where you predict the Lakers to end up. And one other point I want to make here, which is interesting, I saw this tweet and some clutch. Luka has been pretty horrible, and I want to get your guys' thoughts. Where would you rate or grade? You can go either 1 to 10 or like an F to A plus scale. Luka Doncic's performance so far. You can see his stats here: 12 games with the Lakers, 24.5 points a game. He's shooting 39.9% from the field. Like, he's had some good games and he's had some bad games. He had a really rough start with the Lakers, especially efficiency-wise, and his last game was pretty rough efficiency-wise as well. I think overall it's been a fine start, like maybe a B. I think a B minus, especially given new team, new personnel, dealing with a lot of injuries. The Lakers aren't at full strength. He hasn't really had a center. Jackson Hayes, who we really started to develop chemistry with, and Jackson Hayes, who we really started to get good with, went down with an injury. So it's going to be interesting to see how they continue to play. But how would you say Luka has played overall thus far? I think he's been fine. I don't think he's been great. I think he's going to continue to get better, especially as the games and hopefully the years go on. But I want to bring that up because there's also this that dropped by Jeanie Buss surrounding the trade with the Mavericks. If a deal isn't good for both sides, then it's not a good deal. A one-sided deal is going to fall apart and come back to haunt you. Look what we gave up. Do you know how hard that was? We were not looking to trade AD. Dallas contacted us, and he's been making it clear he didn't want to play the 5. It was a deal that both sides wanted to make. I didn't anticipate the global impact it would have, but he's a really a global superstar. So it's going to be interesting. I think Luka's been playing great. Just wanted to bring that up. And as it pertains to some of the more details surrounding the trade, I mean, it makes sense. I tend to agree to a degree. At the end of the day, it's going to be interesting to see how this ages. Mavericks, obviously, this year are kind of cooked, but going forward, they could be scary. And hopefully, regarding cooked, the Lakers aren't cooked tonight with Luka Doncic. Hopefully, he's going to be able to play. But that'll wrap it up. Let me know down below what your thoughts are. Cheers.